This Canada winter storm will be absolutely insane, and the next 48 hours are going to be like nothing we have seen this season. Right now, at this very moment, a massive Arctic blast is bearing down on eastern Canada. Ottawa is about to drop to minus 21 degrees Celsius Sunday night. Montreal will crash to minus 19. Toronto plunges to minus 13 Monday night. Halifax collapses from 2 degrees to minus 15 overnight. But here is the kicker. This is not just cold. Multiple provinces are under active blizzard warnings right now as I record this. Manitoba has near zero visibility. Alberta just recorded wind gusts of 130 kilometers per hour in Lethbridge yesterday. And meteorologists are calling this the most significant Arctic outbreak of the entire winter. What I am about to show you in the next 48-hour forecast will absolutely shock you. Drop a comment right now and tell me where you are watching from and what the weather looks like outside your window, because this is hitting millions of Canadians within hours. Let me show you exactly what is happening right now on Friday, February 28th, 2026. This is not a drill. This is not a forecast for next week. This is happening today, and it is about to get dramatically worse tonight. Right now, Toronto is sitting at minus 5 degrees Celsius, but that is about to change fast. Ottawa is at minus 8 with snow falling. Montreal is at minus 8 with clouds building. But the real story is what is coming. The Weather Network meteorologists are tracking what they call the tropospheric polar vortex circulation that has been sitting near Greenland. It is now moving west across Arctic Canada and combining with a massive cold pool over Alaska. This double-barrel setup is sending wave after wave of Arctic air south into Canada starting tonight. Here is what the next 48 hours look like, and I need you to pay very close attention because lives are at stake. Tonight, Friday night into Saturday morning, temperatures are already dropping, but Saturday itself looks deceptively mild in some areas. Montreal actually climbs to 8 degrees Saturday afternoon. People are going to think, oh, it is warming up. No, that is the trap. Saturday night is when everything changes. Saturday night into Sunday is when the Arctic hammer falls. Montreal goes from 8 degrees Saturday to minus 10 Saturday night, with periods of snow. Then, Sunday night, it crashes to minus 19 degrees Celsius. Ottawa drops Saturday night to minus 16. Sunday night hits minus 21. That is potentially the coldest late February reading this century. Toronto falls to minus 9 Saturday night. Sunday reaches only minus 5. Monday night plunges to minus 13. Halifax goes from 2 degrees Sunday to minus 15 Sunday night. Monday high is only minus 6. But the Prairies are getting demolished right now as I speak. Manitoba issued a blizzard warning yesterday at 11 a.m. for Lake Winnipegosis, Lake Winnipeg North and South Basins, and Lake Manitoba. Near zero visibility from this morning through tonight. Yellow blowing snow advisories cover all of southern Manitoba. Winnipeg, Brandon, Portage-la Prairie, Steinbach, all of them. Wind gusts are hitting 60 to 80 kilometers per hour. And extreme cold warnings are active across northern Manitoba, with wind chills near minus 45 degrees Celsius. Frostbite happens in under 5 minutes at those temperatures. Northwestern Ontario just got slammed with a special weather statement this morning. Thunder Bay and surrounding areas are dealing with a cold front sweeping through right now with winds gusting 70 to 80 kilometers per hour. Snow squalls possible. 2 to 5 centimeters of snow. Temperatures dropping to minus 24 tonight, with wind chill near minus 31. Alberta is still reeling from yesterday's insane storm. Lethbridge recorded wind gusts up to 130 kilometers per hour Thursday. 130. That is hurricane-force winds. Medicine Hat saw gusts near 90. The Icefields Parkway north of Lake Louise got over 30 centimeters of snow with 50 km/h gusts. Calgary saw about 7 centimeters before it started melting, but the foothills got hammered with up to 30 centimeters. And here is what nobody is talking about. Edmonton dealt with flurries and wind gusts up to 80 km/h with thunder, lightning, and small hail. In February, thunder and lightning in a snowstorm. That is how unstable the atmosphere is right now. If this information is saving you right now, hit that like button and share this with everyone in your family and friends, because people need to know what is coming in the next 48 hours. Your shares could literally save someone's life. Now let me break down exactly what each province is facing in the next 2 days, because this is critical. Ontario is about to experience what meteorologists are calling a dramatic Arctic plunge. Right now, it is -5 in Toronto. Cloudy. Southeast winds at 4 kilometers per hour. Seems calm. But tonight that changes. Saturday we see a brief warm-up. Some areas might even see rain mixing in. Then Saturday night the bottom falls out. Snow moves in. Temperatures crash. Sunday morning, people wake up to a completely different world. -5 for a high, bitterly cold winds, and Monday night drops to -13, with wind chills making it feel like -20. Ottawa right now has light snow falling, -8 degrees, south winds at 8 kilometers per hour. Saturday night drops to -16, Sunday night, -21. Thunder Bay is -10 right now, heading to -24 tonight. Kenora, Dryden, Red Lake, Fort Francis, all dropping to -25 tonight, with wind chills of -33. Roads are going to be treacherous. Visibility near zero and blowing snow. This is dangerous. Quebec is in the exact same boat. Montreal is -8 right now. Southeast winds, mostly cloudy. But Saturday climbs to 8 degrees. That warm spell lasts maybe 6 hours. Saturday night, periods of snow move in and the temperature drops to -10. Sunday, the cold really digs in, and Sunday night crashes to -19 degrees Celsius. The province has been dealing with power infrastructure issues all winter. On January 24th, an aging substation in Hampstead failed, leaving over 20,000 customers without power. One woman died during that outage. With this cold blast coming, the electrical grid is going to be stressed again. Hydro-Quebec is urging people to reduce consumption during peak hours. Atlantic Canada just got destroyed by Winter Storm Hernando earlier this week, and now they are getting hit again. Nova Scotia saw 41 centimeters at Newfoundland from Hernando. Wind gusts of 160 kilometers per hour at St. Joseph Des Moines in Cape Breton, 4,450 power outages. Schools were closed for multiple days, and now the Arctic blast is coming. Halifax is sitting at -2 degrees right now, mostly cloudy. Southwest winds at 13 kilometers per hour. But Sunday, this weekend, the temperature is 2 degrees. By Sunday night, it collapses to -15. That is a 17-degree drop in hours. New Brunswick just recorded 27 centimeters in Moncton from Hernando, with 90 km/h coastal gusts. Now the Arctic air arrives Sunday night. Prince Edward Island got 19 centimeters in Charlottetown from Hernando, 16 in Summerside. Schools closed, and the cold hits them Sunday night too. But nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to what Newfoundland is dealing with. St. John's just shattered its all-time monthly snowfall record. 178.2 centimeters fell in February. The previous record was 170.1 set in 2006. Records go back to 1942. This is historic. The city has received 376.4 centimeters total this winter. That already exceeds the average annual total, and winter is not even over. About 100 centimeters fell in a single week earlier this month from back-to-back storms. Paradise, a St. John's suburb, got 150-plus centimeters in 1 week. The federal government had to grant permission for the city to dump excess snow into the Atlantic Ocean because they literally ran out of places to put it. Recycling collection was canceled for an entire week, and now more systems are possible in early March, according to the extended forecast. Subscribe to this channel right now, because this pattern continues through March, and you need these updates. More Arctic blasts are coming, and I will break down every single one. The Prairies are in survival mode right now. Manitoba's blizzard warning is active as I speak. Winnipeg is experiencing blowing snow with visibility near zero. All schools were closed earlier this week. The Trans-Canada Highway has been shut down multiple times. Wind chills are hitting -45 in northern areas. And this is on top of the Pimichikamak Cree Nation crisis that happened just 2 months ago. On December 28th, a 48-year-old power line snapped during -20-degree temperatures. 4,400 people had to be evacuated. 1,300 homes were damaged. At least 200 declared unlivable. The Canadian Armed Forces had to be deployed. Minimum repair cost is $44 million. And now another Arctic blast is hitting. These communities cannot catch a break. Saskatchewan just dealt with a devastating storm earlier this month. Up to 40 centimeters fell in some areas with wind chills of -40 to -50 degrees Celsius. One person was killed in a crash involving 3 semi-trailer trucks at Broadview. 82 collision reports and 25 weather-related reports in a single overnight period. SaskPower had outages across southwest communities with multiple downed power poles. The Highway Hotline website got 2.5 million visits in 36 hours because roads were that bad, and more cold is coming this weekend. Alberta is still cleaning up from yesterday's storm. Calgary police reported 190 collisions in a single day last week, with 24 involving injuries during another storm. Yesterday's winds of 130 kilometers per hour in Lethbridge caused damage and power outages. 23 flights were canceled at Calgary International earlier this month during another system. The QE2 highway between Edmonton and Red Deer was completely closed during the mid-February blizzard, with up to 100 vehicles stranded. And this weekend brings more bitter cold. British Columbia is the one bright spot. Vancouver has had a virtually snowless winter. This could be the first winter without measurable snow at the airport since 1982-83. Cherry blossoms were blooming in Metro Vancouver in late January while the rest of Canada froze. But do not let that fool you. The interior mountain passes are getting hammered. Coquihalla and Okanagan Connector are seeing 20 to 30 centimeters with 80 km/h gusts. And the provincial snowpack is sitting at 108% of normal as of February 15th. That means elevated spring flood risk. Now let me show you what the next 30 days look like, because this is where it gets truly concerning. The Weather Network published their spring forecast just 3 days ago, on February 25th. Senior meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum said, and I quote, "Spring will test your patience. The cold pattern is expected to persist well beyond typical winter timelines." March and April are forecast to be colder than normal, or near normal, across most of Canada. The cold pattern break is not expected until late April, at the earliest. Late April, folks. That is 2 months away. For Ontario specifically, they are calling it a sluggish start to spring. Warm weather will lack commitment through March and well into April. Late March to early April has the highest potential for below normal temperatures. Quebec shows winter appears. It will finish strong, with colder than normal temps, through March into April. Meteo Media expects potential 20 to 25 plus centimeter storm events in March. More major storms are coming. The Prairies are looking at colder than normal March to April, with above normal precipitation. That could seriously impact spring planting for farmers. Atlantic Canada faces continued storm threats in early March, with the nor'easter track remaining active, and the flood risk is building. British Columbia snowpack at 108% of normal. Alberta mountain snowpack is 111 to 163% of normal in the Bow River Basin. Manitoba has moderate flood risk for the Red, Pembina, Assiniboine, Souris, and Qu'Appelle rivers. Ontario conservation authorities issued flood watches this week, warning that higher than normal water content in snowpack, combined with widespread ice coverage on rivers, means significant flooding is possible. One big rainstorm in late March or early April, and we could see major flooding across multiple provinces. Hit that subscribe button again if you have not already, because I will be tracking all of this as it develops. You need to stay ahead of these systems. Let me connect this to what is happening in the United States, because this is a continental crisis. Winter Storm Fern hit on January 23rd to 27th and killed at least 171 people across North America. Most were in the US, but Canada saw deaths too. The storm dumped 61 to 91 centimeters across the northeastern US. Wind gusts hit 158 kilometers per hour in Massachusetts, over 600,000 power outages. Cleveland, Ohio tied records from 1893 and 1899 with 8 consecutive days, with highs at or below -8 Celsius. American Airlines called it the most disruptive storm in their 100-year history, with 9,000 plus cancellations. The economic damage was over $4 billion. Winter Storm Hernando just hit earlier this week, bringing more chaos to the northeastern U.S. before slamming Atlantic Canada. The pattern is the same on both sides of the border. Arctic air, major storms, infrastructure failures, deaths, economic damage. This is bigger than just Canada. This is a North American winter crisis. And here is why this is happening. You need to understand the science. A major stratospheric sudden warming event occurred in early February. Temperatures in the stratosphere 30 kilometers up jumped 40 to 50 degrees Celsius above normal. This triggered a full polar vortex split and collapse in mid-February. The polar vortex is a large area of low pressure and cold air that normally stays near the North Pole. When it collapses, it sends Arctic air south. We also have a weak La Niña that promoted a blocking high in the North Pacific and a low-pressure trough over Canada. This redirected the polar jet stream southward. Add in a Greenland blocking pattern that developed in early January, and you get a locked-in weather pattern. Cold air has nowhere to go but south. Storm after storm following the same track. This is not normal variability. This is a rare confluence of multiple atmospheric patterns all aligning at once. Severe weather Europe meteorologists describe a blocking high over northeastern Canada and Greenland as a very clear signature of a collapsed polar vortex circulation, and that pattern shows no signs of breaking until late April. So, what does this mean for you in the next 48 hours? If you are in Ottawa or Montreal, you need to prepare for Sunday night. -21 and -19 are dangerous temperatures. Make sure you have backup heat. Check your furnace. Insulate exposed pipes. Stock up on food so you do not have to go out. If you are in Manitoba right now, stay off the roads. Visibility is near zero. Wind chills are -45 in the north. That is life-threatening. If you are in Thunder Bay or northwestern Ontario, tonight is dangerous. -24 with -31 wind chill. Limit time outside. Cover all exposed skin. If you are in Atlantic Canada, prepare for Sunday night. The temperature crash will be fast. Make sure elderly neighbors are okay. Check on vulnerable people. If you are in Alberta, you just survived yesterday's winds, but more cold is coming. And here is what people are not talking about: the homeless population. Winnipeg outreach organizations described this as a life and death situation earlier this month. The Princess Street Shelter, with 400 bed capacity, was serving 1,500 meals daily. They were over capacity. Siloam Mission was in desperate need of warm clothing. Toronto shelter system has been at capacity all winter. The city has had to open warming centers. Hamilton extended warming center hours. With this Arctic blast hitting Sunday night and Monday, the homeless are in extreme danger. If you see someone outside in this cold, call emergency services. This is life or death. The economic toll keeps climbing. Montreal is spending nearly $200 million on snow removal this year. Toronto winter maintenance budget is over $100 million. Edmonton is hitting $68.5 million. St. John's ran out of places to put snow. VIA Rail has been in crisis with the Siemens train fleet availability below 50%. Over 6,000 flights have been disrupted since January, first affecting over 560,000 passengers. On February 23rd alone, there were 491 disruptions at Toronto Pearson. Yesterday, February 27th, there were 59 flights canceled and 513 delayed. Today, Friday, more cancellations are expected. Roads are closing, schools are shutting down, power grids are stressed, water mains are breaking. The infrastructure cannot handle this. This weekend is critical. Saturday night into Sunday is when the Arctic hammer falls. Sunday night is when eastern Canada experiences potentially the coldest late February temperatures in decades. Monday, the cold remains locked in, and this is just the beginning. March brings more storms, more cold, more stress on infrastructure. April refuses to warm up. Late April is the earliest we might see pattern relief. Spring is delayed by at least a month. The flood risk builds as massive snowpacks sit waiting to melt. British Columbia, Alberta, Manitoba, Ontario, all facing elevated flood risk. One warm rainstorm and we see major flooding. The next 48 hours will test Canada. Ottawa -21 Sunday night, Montreal -19 Sunday night, Toronto -13 Monday night. Manitoba, blizzard conditions, right now. Alberta recovering from 130 km/h winds. Newfoundland buried under 178 centimeters in February alone. The homeless population in danger. Infrastructure failing. Flights cancelled. Roads closed. And forecasters say this continues through March into April, with no relief until late April at minimum. This is the reality. This is not hype. This is verified data from Environment Canada, the Weather Network, Severe Weather Europe, and multiple provincial authorities. The next 48 hours are critical. The next 30 days remain dangerous, and spring is delayed. Stay safe, stay warm, stay informed, check on your neighbors, prepare your homes, avoid unnecessary travel. And understand, this is far from over. The winter of 2026 is testing Canada in ways we have not seen in years. The Arctic blast arrives tonight and Sunday. March brings more. April stays cold. And we all need to be ready.